Last week I had the opportunity to travel on Kansas Honor Flight, and they do a fantastic job. 143 of us went to Washington, D.C. on Monday morning early and came back in the afternoon on Wednesday. Kansas Honor Flight is designed to get veterans to see their memorials in Washington, D.C. And Vietnam Memorial is the last memorial that has been built in honor of our veterans. There isn't a memorial right now for Desert Storm, Desert Shield, or any of the other conflicts that we've been in recently. Kansas Honor Flight has taken care of all of the World War II veterans, and most of them, unfortunately, have all passed away. So they're not taking any veterans. If there are any alive today, please volunteer and sign up for it. Most of the Korean War veterans have passed away. And as a result, Kansas Honor Flight's not able to take many of those because they just don't exist anymore. So the Vietnam-era veterans are the last group that they are taking to D.C., and they're running out of them. I purposely didn't sign up for this until the very end, and they keep coming to me and saying, hey, you're a Vietnam-era veteran, you need to go to the nation's capital and be recognized for your service. They're running out of Vietnam-era veterans, so the reason I'm speaking to all of the public right now is that if you're a Vietnam-era veteran, sign up for it. They need you to sign up because as soon as they're done, they're done. The organization will disband. So we're at the very end of all of those people that have signed up. And I know there are more Vietnam-era veterans out there, and we need to pick them up. As we heard just a month or so ago, out of the millions that served in Vietnam, only 30% of them are still alive today. 30%. So we have to recognize those individuals that served. And one of the things that I've tried to do all my career, especially since I retired, is to recognize veterans and the sacrifices that they made for our country. So besides thanking the Kansas Honor Flight, I want to thank, first of all the veterans for their service to our great nation. I need to especially thank our staff and our Board of County Commissioners because they covered for me last week, and I thank them very much for covering for me. They had to delay one of the items on the agenda last week so that I could be here because it was pretty well going to require a 5-0 vote on that. So thank you for all of that you covered for me. My wife and my family really were the ones that sacrificed while I served. For 29 years, we traveled all over. My wife, she's the one that was responsible for moving from one place to another and had to take care of my kids because I was gone most of the time. We moved 14 times in 29 years. So she had to pack up everything that we owned and move it to wherever our next duty station was, unpack it, because usually when I hit the ground, wherever I went, they were sending me someplace else because a lot of the jobs I had required me to travel a great deal. So thanks to my wife and my family for supporting me in 29 years. I want to pass a couple things down. I showed them to Commissioner Meissner already, so we hadn't seen them, but I got a very nice challenge coin on the trip, and a gentleman up in El Dorado actually made dog tags for each and every one of us on the trip, 143 veterans, and so those are the dog tags he prepared for me. Now, they're not quite accurate because our actual dog tags have our religion, our blood type on them, and our serial number. And obviously he didn't know any of those things, so he put other things on there, but they were dog tags as a remembrance of traveling on Kansas Honor Flight. The other thing that they had, which was kind of a little bit of a surprise, but one of the things you find when you're overseas is that mail call is an important thing because that's the only thing that connects you back to your home. Now today it's not quite as bad because we got internet, we got everything, so it's a lot easier to communicate. When I went over to Germany in 1969, it wasn't very easy. You couldn't just pick up the phone and dial home and let the the folks know back home what was happening over there. And when my first son was born in Germany, my family didn't find out about it until they finally got a letter from me back home, and they could send me a letter back to congratulate my wife and I on the birth of our first child. So what they do is they solicit people to send letters to us, and so the first night, second night that we were there, they had a nice dinner for us, and they had what we called mail call. And first of all, I got a very nice card from every one of the commissioners and Lisa and Carol, and I thank them very much for that. I was surprised. I had a stack this thick of people, and a lot of them I didn't know. And I had them from Pennsylvania. I had letters from Montana. I had letters from all over the United States, and that was a real surprise to me. But this one was from Pennsylvania, and it's from, let's see, granddaughter of a World War II veteran, and the sister of an active duty veteran. And it says, "Dear veteran, thank you during this honor flight mail call. Seems like saying thank you seems small when your service has been anything but that. It made a difference in more ways than you can see, and more lives than you'll ever know. With gratitude." I'm sorry. Ronald Reagan said, "Some people live their entire lifetime and wonder if they ever made a difference in the world. A veteran doesn't have that problem."
That's right.
Here's what they said. "Heartfelt thanks. To those who served in the past, I thank you with all my heart for your service. Thank you for my life of freedom that I'm able to lead. Freedom is not an abstract idea, nor is it truly free. It is the difference between the life I chose as an individual and the life others chose for me. I'm free to think, feel, speak the way I wish. I'm free to live where I want. I'm free to speak my opinion and stand for my beliefs. You, veteran, have given me that freedom. You've sacrificed part of your life without complaint, without reservations. You gave even when giving cost you dearly. Thank you for your sacrifice, your courage, your honor to make life better. I have no way to repay you. Please know that my thanks to you are sincere and deep, for without you, freedom would not exist." The final thing I want to read is on the back of this challenge coin that we got from Honor Flight. And it says simply, "Thank you. A veteran is someone who at one point wrote a blank check made payable to the United States of America for an amount up to and including their life." And we got to go to Arlington during our trip to D.C., and you see the thousands upon thousands of Americans that gave their life for our freedom. I thank them. One of the greatest honors that I had when I was there was that they allowed me to lay a wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier. And so I'm sorry I'm a little emotional about this, but I love our veterans. Yeah. And I love the fact that Commissioner Hal and I had the opportunity to serve you in not just this way, but in many other ways during our lives. Thank you all.